I'm Merely Caruso. It's Friday, March 13th. Today, security concerns in Winnipeg.
We're pretty vigilant. Jews have faced anti-Semitism forever.
World events lead to safety fears here at home. What local Jewish organizations are doing to keep their members safe. Also today,
we need to prioritize what we can do.
Enhancing Manitoba's surgical capacity, how new technology will help patients and ease the burden on the healthcare system. Plus,
he had been shot multiple times and left in a garbage dump to die.
A story of survival, how this puppy overcame the odds and was brought to safety. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. 3 major instances of anti-Semitism in 24 hours has left North America's Jewish community rattled. 2 Toronto area synagogues were sprayed with gunfire last Friday night, and in Michigan, a man with a rifle rammed into a synagogue and was shot dead by security. 140 students were inside at the time. Standing by with the fallout here at home is CTV's John Hendricks. So John, what impact is this having on Winnipeg's Jewish community?
Well, Mary Lee, there is certainly concern given the rising reported incidents of anti-Semitism in Canada over the past few years, and recent events are not helping the community feel a sense of ease.
Yeah, we're definitely very concerned about it. You know, the shootings of the synagogue in Toronto, and then yesterday what happened in Detroit, you know, as well as a number of other incidents that have happened over the last number of months are really concerning for the Jewish community, whether it's the Jewish community, you know, in North America or Canada, and, you know, certainly in Winnipeg. But, you know, we're pretty vigilant. Jews have faced anti-Semitism forever.
Lieberman says he's heard of community members feeling a sense of insecurity at Jewish institutions, but he says steps are being taken to make people feel safe.
You know, we've taken steps as a community to increase security around synagogues and other Jewish institutions, whether that's security guards or police officers the police have been really cooperative for us. We want to make sure that people feel as comfortable as they can, you know, in a pretty uncomfortable time.
Gary Ananda Sangri, the federal minister of public safety, has announced up to $10 million in new funding through the Canada Community Security Program to enhance security at Jewish schools, daycares, overnight camps, and places of worship across the country. Now, this is something which the Federation says it will be applying for.
So, John, how will the grant be used then?
Well, Lieberman says the funding has the possibility to increase technology for safety measures across institutions. CTV's Harrison Shin spoke at length with the CEO of the Jewish Federation today. Coming up at 6, we hear why Lieberman thinks the city should reconsider the protest bylaw that it backtracked on last month. You can hear how he believes it could be helpful right now.
Looking forward to that. Thanks, John. A 17-year-old boy is in custody tonight facing a combined 68 charges related to a rash of vehicle thefts. The teen was arrested Wednesday morning following a police chase in an allegedly stolen vehicle which rammed a pair of police cruisers. Investigators have linked him to at least 16 vehicles reported stolen between early December and the day he was arrested. In some cases, multiple vehicles were stolen on the same day. And in at least one instance, police say the owner of the vehicle was hit by their own vehicle while trying to stop the theft. The charges range from flight from police, dangerous operation, break and enter with intent, and carjacking. The suspect remains in custody. An update now regarding heavy police presence and emergency crews in Winnipeg's North End last night. Details are still limited. In viewer video, though, from the scene, 2 people are seen being loaded into ambulances near Boyd Avenue and Aiken Street last night. Police were on scene and so far have not said what led to this response. CTV News is still following this story. We will bring you updates as more information becomes available. Concordia Hospital is getting a financial boost for its spinal surgery center with the goal of increasing capacity and reducing recovery times.
We need to prioritize what we can do at what sites in the most effective way.
The province hopes the $2.7 million investment in advanced surgical technology at Concordia will help reduce the burden on Health Sciences Centre, allowing it to concentrate on more complex cases. The first navigated instrumentation spinal surgery was performed at Concordia last June using advanced 3D imaging and precision guidance. It allows most patients to return home the same or following day.
Worldwide, this is the best spine technology. As of now, surgeons across Canada who are already in practice are being flown into Winnipeg to test this technology, observe these surgeries.
Shared Health says 42 of the spine surgeries have already been performed at Concordia, and the hospital is on track to perform around 75 each year. Statistics Canada says the economy faced sharp job losses last month in a report suggesting the labor market is struggling after nearly a year of U.S. tariff pressures. The agency says employers collectively shed 84,000 positions in February, driving the unemployment rate up 0.2 of a point to 6.7%. Manitoba saw a net loss of 4,000 jobs. Full-time employment actually fell by more than 7,000 jobs, but it was offset by an increase in part-time employment. Our province's unemployment rate is now sitting at 5.7%. It's being described as a miracle. A dog shot multiple times earlier this month and left for dead is now on a long road to recovery.
So Bailey came to us from Nunavut. He had been shot multiple times and left in a garbage dump to die. He was frozen to the ground, and our rescuer up there found him, and she was able to kind of dig him out of the snow, and they put him on the next plane that they could to us.
Canine Advocacy Manitoba says when Bailey initially arrived at the vet in Manitoba, he could barely move and was in need of IV and a fentanyl patch for pain relief. Examinations determined he had 32 holes in him from gunshot pellets. Now, after extensive treatment, Bailey is showing significant signs of improvement.
When I picked him up last night, it was like a different dog. It was amazing. He can hobble on 3 legs now, and he has a great appetite. He goes outside to do his business, and yeah, he's a miracle.
So far, Bailey has had 8 gunshot pellets removed. About 14 more still require extraction. For now, though, he's been giving some time to let his skin heal and to allow for the swelling to come down. Oh, Bailey, welcome to the good life.
Oh, thank goodness he was found.
Yeah.
So sorry he had to go through
No kidding.
what he went through, but
good work by everyone to get him to where he is today.
Absolutely.
All right, the weekend is here, Colleen. What's the weather gonna be like?
Well, the weekend's here. The warm temperatures, they are not. So on the upside, there'll be sunshine throughout the weekend, but brace yourself. For this time of year, temperatures, both the highs and the lows, ought to be a lot warmer than they're going to be throughout the weekend. So I will show you those forecast temperatures coming up. For now, let's take a look through the CTV Live Eye. That's what it's called. It's brought to you by Bathfitter, exclusive home of the PermaFit solution. In Winnipeg right now, it's -9 degrees and cloudy. Light winds out of the west-northwest at 8 kilometers an hour, still giving us a wind chill that makes it feel around -13. The pressure is dropping and the humidity is 67%. Out in traffic, it is Friday. A live look out onto the Provencher Bridge. Light traffic right now crossing that span.
This is what we want, accountability, not denial.
Rally for change. What protesters are demanding from Canadians after an Indigenous family was thrown out of a Winnipeg hotel.
Get Winnipeg's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
The Canadian economy lost about 84,000 jobs in February to the surprise of many economists. BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez explains.
That kicked the unemployment rate up to 6.7%. The majority of the jobs lost were in the private sector. Young workers are feeling this the most. Employment fell 1.7% for Canadians 15 to 24. Both wholesale and retail jobs were lost, and Quebec lost the most jobs in February, followed by BC. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 72.84. West Texas Intermediate is up another $2 to 98.04. Western Canadian Select up close to $8 to $79.96. And the TSX lost another 298 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
The Winnipeg Fire Paramedic Service is warning the public after a medical bag was stolen from an emergency scene. It looks very similar to this one. The medical response bag was stolen during an emergency call in the 300 block of Stanley Street last night. Officials say it contains medications, none of which are narcotics. However, the service warns taking any amount of medication from the kit can be dangerous or even fatal and should not be taken orally. The medications are used to provide symptomatic relief and during patient resuscitation efforts. Anyone with information on the bag's whereabouts or the medications is asked to call police. A small group of people gathered outside Canadians HSC this afternoon to protest the treatment of a First Nations family earlier this week.
This is what we want, accountability, not denial.
The grandfather of the 16-year-old boy who was booted from the hotel as he recovered from surgery spoke at the rally. He's happy to hear one employee was fired, but says he hasn't heard anything about how the security guards involved in the incident have been dealt with. He says more needs to be done to change the mentality and hiring policies at the hotel, including sensitivity training.
There needs to be more than just the firing. Firing somebody doesn't take the problem away. It doesn't make it go away.
The grandfather says his grandson's leg is still swollen and he was assessed again at Seven Oaks Hospital yesterday. If you're driving a commercial truck near Headingley, be prepared to make a stop. The Manitoba government has officially opened a new highway traffic inspection station and weigh scale. The province says the $13 million facility will provide commercial vehicle officers with more modern inspection equipment and technology to make sure trucks meet safety and weight standards. And identifying vehicles that don't meet standards will help reduce damage to transportation infrastructure. There will also be a self-check system on site to streamline the process. The facility is open year-round and can expect up to 250 trucks a day. Hunting down the creators of a popular hit. Will K-pop Demon Hunters get a sequel?
They're coming after the band. Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
Spotlight sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting High Valley.
Colleen Brady is back now for Spotlight, and Netflix's most viewed film of all time is going golden.
That's right. K-pop Demon Hunters will officially return with a sequel.
You're my soda pop, my little soda pop.
It's co-written and directed by the original creator, Maggie Kang. The film is Netflix's most watched movie of all time. Golden became the first K-pop song in history to win a Grammy Award. There's no release date yet, but it's now in the works.
And still with Netflix news, the latest focus of its Untold series is going to be all about the world of competitive chess.
The documentary looks back to a 2022 cheating scandal at an annual chess tournament in St. Louis.
We had Magnus Carlsen, the greatest of all time.
I've been the best player in the world for 13 years. I only know when I sit down at the board, I am better than the other guy.
The young, talented American with an insane amount of self-confidence.
I am a god.
He's got bravado.
The Norwegian Grandmaster Magnus Carlsen surprisingly lost a match versus American Hans Niemann. It eventually led to major allegations of cheating on the part of Niemann, something he says ruined his career. It also looks at Niemann's fight back to the top of the chess world, setting the stage for a rematch with Carlsen in 2024. Untold Chessmates starts streaming April 7th.
I love the Untold series. I'm into this.
Yeah,
I gotta see
great.
this one. All right, comedian Maya Rudolph is making a Broadway debut.
That's right. Broadway's Oh Mary shared a first look at Rudolph as she takes on the title character in the show. Oh, Mary is a reimagined take on the life of Mary Todd Lincoln, the former First Lady. She's been played by fellow comedy legends including Jane Krakowski, Jinx Monsoon, and John Cameron Mitchell. Maya Rudolph dons the hoop skirt for 8 weeks starting in late April.
Well, it is Friday, weekend almost underway, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty busy one.
It sure does. There are loads of events taking place in Manitoba. Discover agriculture right here in the city at the Outlet Collection Mall. Wasagaming hosts the Fire and Frost Winter Festival. Crystals, minerals, fossils, and jewels add to the sparkle at the Winnipeg Rock and Gem Show. The Winnipeg Gliding Club visits the Royal Aviation Museum of Western Canada. The Brandon University Jazz Festival brings together choirs, bands, and musicians from around the province. Catch 2 free movie screenings as part of the Francophonie Month at the Franco-Manitoban Cultural Centre. Check out Dolivert Museum for free on the 2nd Saturday of the month. And kick up your heels as the McConnell Irish Dancers host Winnipeg's largest St. Patrick's Day celebration. Russell and Killarney are also hosting St. Patrick's Day events on Saturday. You can find a full list of events this weekend on our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca.
All right, don't say you don't have nothing to do.
Yeah, don't do it.
Thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Your Friday primetime lineup kicks off with Celebrity Jeopardy at 7. Happy's Place and Stumble follows up at 8. Boston Blue winds up the night at 10. It's all right here tonight on CTV.
CTV Primetime Lineup, brought to you by the Parkway Retirement Community. Welcome home.
Boston Blue fans, if that sounded a little off to you, it is on at 9 o'clock as regularly scheduled. Right now, looking out on the St. James Bridge, busy in both directions. Cloudy outside, -9 degrees. I will show you your full weekend forecast coming up.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by Essentique Spa Salon.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Colleen Brady back now with your weekend Skywatch forecast, and I guess we'll have to bundle up this weekend at least.
Yeah, you're going to be pretty shocked, I think, by some of these temperatures, especially the overnight lows, specifically Sunday night. Well, really all throughout the weekend. It's going to be a lot cooler than it ought to be for mid-March. And yeah, we're pretty much at the middle of March, if you can believe it. As we head into Friday night, though, a little bit of light cloud, broken up in bits. We have some clearing conditions over the Brandon area right now by the looks of it. A little cloudier here in Winnipeg, east as well into the Kenora area. Some clouds there, but further east, it's a little sunnier over Dryden. Up in the north, too, some sunshine in many areas, including in Thompson. Now, here in the south, here's a look at the current temperatures, -8, -9 degrees. Here in Winnipeg, the southeast and east into Kenora. Heading out the other way, similar temperatures, -8 in Brandon, -8 in Dauphin. Then we cool off considerably in the northern half of the province. -18, -19 for the western side. Colder still on the eastern side, -26 right now in Churchill. And when you factor in some winds, it feels like -34. The wind chill value right now in Churchill, Lynn Lake, it feels like -28. We have some wind chill down here in the south. It feels like -14 in Winnipeg. In Brandon, it feels more like -15. Fairly clear skies as we head into this Friday evening across much of the north. Now, we did have that clipper that zipped by last night that did bring a few centimeters of snow along with it and some pretty gusty winds. This is the trailing disturbance in behind it, bringing a flurry or two, but not much, and it breaks right down, as you can see, overnight as it slides off into northwestern Ontario. But this is what we're watching next. Now, Environment Canada says this will be forming over the northern states, as you can see. Now, how is it going to affect Manitoba? Little unclear at this point. Environment Canada thinks it will affect Saskatchewan during the day. It could potentially affect southern regions on Saturday night. The Futurecast, though, still has this snow sliding nicely south of the international border. Bright and sunny throughout much of the day on Saturday, but as I mentioned, it will be cold for this time of year, and certainly Sunday night will be when basically the temperatures almost fall off a cliff, as I will show you in just a moment. -15 is our low tonight, mostly cloudy, winds out of the southwest at 15 kilometers an hour. -10 is our high. We should be able to strike that 0. We should be hitting highs right around -1 for this time of year. Mix of sun and cloud, winds out of the northeast at 15 kilometers an hour. In we go to the long-range forecast. -14 during the day on Sunday, then we drop down to -26 degrees on Sunday night. Well below normal for this time of year. Sunny Monday, up to -11 degrees. Looks like we'll see some snow come through for our leprechaun on St. Patrick's Day on Tuesday, -8. And then we get back to more normal temperatures. Mix of sun and cloud on Wednesday, but at times it will likely get a little cloudier on the way to a high of -1, +1 by Thursday under a mix of sun and cloud. And you see, once we get past Monday night, the overnight lows are considerably milder and more in keeping with where we ought to be for this time of year. Our weather photos start off with this one from Gimli, looking out at the ice shacks. That photo is from Tanya. Beautiful sky out there over the lake, the frozen lake still. And this photo is from Kate, also a great shot of that beautiful sky. That's in Inglis, Manitoba. Send us your weather photos to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
How do you study rattlesnakes? Well, if you're asking me, my answer would be very carefully. A team in Texas has developed a robot rattlesnake. It's a way for them to study how different animals react to the snake without putting them in actual danger. And they found that animals tend to react more strongly when that rattle sounds. This suggests the snake uses its rattle to avoid unnecessary conflict. Yeah, if you started shaking the rattle, I'd be gone too.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah. And now we have robot rattlesnakes. I don't know how I feel about that.
The future is here, folks.
Hey. All right. Watch where you're stepping.
Yep.
That does it for us this hour. We're back at 6, though, with much more local news. Hope you'll tune in then again.